Good evening, or I should say good afternoon, everyone. My name is Truman. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Genuine Impact. So what do? We are creating the first ever global financial terminal that is exclusively to empower DIY investors. Just a quick show of hands, how many of you have heard of the Bloomberg terminal? That's exactly what we are trying to do, but for the private investors community. This is our vision. We believe that through long-term informed investing, we are able to narrow the gap of wealth inequality. Why it's an important issue is because currently most of the assets under management are done by the elite institutions, the guys like BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard. They manage money on your behalf. You have very poor access and low visibility on what they're exactly doing. Why I mentioned BlackRock? Because I used to work there. Here's the founding team. Me and Yu Chen, who is our COO, used to work at BlackRock. We used to manage money for large institutional clients. Our CTO, Alistair, used to work at Interactive Investor as their head of execution-only capabilities. We also have Scott, who used to work at senior management positions in Facebook, BSkyB, Johnson & Johnson. We came all together with one shared vision. That is, we need to give the power of investing back to individuals. The individuals should be able to make investment decisions with a long-term informed mindset. What are the current issues facing DIY investors? First of all, like that trophy to our great national football team since 1966, people have very poor access to high-quality financial information. Think about this research process. You need to go through various websites just to download the financial statements. It takes hours and hours to put the data all together. A lot of you may still need to rely heavily on Google Finance as your starting point. Very poor access. Pain point number 2, inefficient. Just like Sanchez joining Man United, he became inefficient. Your research process is highly inefficient, as we are seeing today. Just think about the normal process. You start with reading all kinds of news, unprocessed. Some may be noise, some may be valuable. You don't really know who they are exactly. Pain point number 3, expensive. If you look at Bloomberg Terminal, it costs more than $25,000 a year, and it's only serving elite institutions. As private investors, we have very low affordability for something like an expensive Bloomberg Terminal. Just like the Qatari Football Association paid to get their 2020 World Cup. What are the options? You have the options of paying expensive financial advisors who may not be 100% independent, and they are sometimes not 100% impartial. So that's the issue you run with paying for an expensive financial advisor. The last pain point, because of the 3 pain points we've identified so far, you became highly emotional. Private investors, you like to trade on short-term news, on your hunch. We don't really have a long-term, well-structured, consistent investment process. Just think about the key difference between us and the fund managers working at BlackRock, Fidelity, Schroders. They have that consistent process. They are able to do that with the help of data. You don't want to be the guy like that with the 3 fingers, do you? Instead, we want you to become effortless and cool and chill. We want you to be a guy like this. So how are we going to do that? It's all lying in our secret sauce, automation. We automate the whole research process and bring efficiency to you. How are we going to do that? This is our current snapshot of the existing app. The app is downloadable in both iOS and Android. It's our beta feature. There are 3 key features. The first one is that we automatically rank all the securities, both companies and funds. For funds, we have passives, trusts, and ETFs, and mutual funds. For companies, we are now covering all the developed markets exchanges. What we do is basically go into each individual financial statements and then automate the whole research process. So that, for example, you want to know something about Apple, you basically just go to our app and you see a breakdown of how we do that automated research on our behalf. How good the quality is for Apple. What about the valuation? And what about the momentum? We do that calculation, and then we compare those metrics within the whole universe of more than 4,000 companies, so that you know what you should have and what's the opportunity cost of having Apple. Should you consider Facebook? Is Amazon better than Apple? Now, if you do that research on your own, you need to go through the same step for 5, 6 different companies. Whereas if you just use our app, it takes seconds. You can put everything into a portfolio, and that gives you what exactly you're holding. It gives you the full transparency. Things like correlation, sensitivity, exposure of currency. If oil price drops 30%, what your portfolio will behave. That's something that existing service providers are not able to bring it to you. We do it all automatically for you. The last feature, we have more than 500 asset managers in our database. Whatever they publish articles on their website, we aggregate them automatically on our behalf. What's the benefit? You don't need to sign up to each individual newsletters and have the FOMO, the fear of missing out. What if I miss out this wonderful piece written by Vanguard, by Schroders? Inside our app, we do it all for you. And more importantly, we not just display the articles, we condense them into bullet points. So that rather than spending 10, 15 minutes on our own in one piece of article, we have 3 bullet points so that you have the very efficient reading experience as well. So these are the USPs. We think we're highly convenient. We save you hours and hours of research. We are trustworthy. All the underlying data come from established data vendors. And lastly, we are highly affordable. The app is now today all free. You can just go and download it and use it freely. In the future, we're working on a list of premium features. And if you ask about the price we're going to charge, for the premium feature, it's going to be £20 a month, which is only 1% of the cost if you pay for a Bloomberg terminal. What are the future opportunities? Asia. We have just signed an exclusive partnership deal with one of the leading Asian asset managers who manage more than $17 billion of assets. That gives us the unique opportunity to grow into that fast, large, yet untapped Asian market. If you think about how many DIY investors are there in India, the answer is more than 60 million. How many are there in China? The answer is more than 140 million. That's a large, yet untapped market for us. We can also package our technologies and serve institutions. Think about your relationship with your brokers or financial advisors. Would it be wonderful if they have our existing features packaged inside their product offering and present it to you in a very user-friendly way? So that, for example, for those who pay for a platform business, for example, Harry Lansdowne, you pay 45 basis points. Now, you don't really get much in return for that 45 basis points. We want to work with the likes of Hargreaves and present our content and intelligence to you. Here's our traction. The business was set up only in last September, so it's a very young business. The app was live in both iOS and Android only 6 weeks ago. Currently, we have more than 500 users in more than 20 countries. So, to put it all together, we are crowdfunding to fuel our next stage of growth. The business is all bootstrapped now by the 3 co-founders' own savings. However, in order to grow our business and have more premium features and serve private investors community better, we need to raise money. We are going through Crowdcube very soon. We are ES and SES eligible. And our team is here. All the 3 co-founders are here. If you want to read our one-pager, feel free. We'll be around and take any questions if you may have. Feel free to get in touch with us as well. And I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.